Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Georgiana with Expressions Craft Studio, and we are doing week 5 of our series of 10 snowflakes because we are approaching Christmas and we need to decorate, right? So this is what we're going to work with today. So again, I've worked with this same outer petal shape, football shape, marquee shape, whatever it's called, and that's where I've started, and I've built from there. So I played with the inside of this design, and hopefully you can see that. Let me see here. I started with this inside, and I did that a while ago, so I kind of forgot how I did it, or at least I didn't forget how, but I forgot what tool I was using per se. So you can see how it kind of fills in the whole thing from top to bottom. Well, today when I went back to work on it again, I realized I had used the other end of my comb. So for the first one, I used this end of the comb, the wide end, where the teeth are further apart. But today I used it where the teeth were closer together. So in the end, I actually decided I liked that better for some reason. So we have to make one more. We're going to make this one again, but make it smaller. Nothing's glued together yet. And then we'll make this piece for the outside, which is very similar. We're going to use our husking board for that. It's very similar to some of the others we've made, and then we'll just glue everything together. So to start with, we're going to start with our comb. We're going to start with one of the medium color blue strips that's 10.5 inches long. And we've done this before. We're just going to fold this strip over 2 teeth in here. I don't know if you can see that. But you're going to go around 2 teeth and just glue your loop around those 2 teeth. It's always a little tricky getting started, at least it is for me. So you just want a little bit of glue there, and you're going to wrap that over and press it together just to get that glue to kind of hold on. Because if you don't, it'll just kind of come undone. So then you're going to go up, where you're going to go through the teeth right next to that loop you just formed, pull it all the way down, and you're going to come back up and around that tooth, the next tooth. So then you're going to add a little bit of glue. You're going to come over and press that glue. And again, you're going to go right up next to this previous strip where you've looped it around those teeth. You're going to go up and come back down around that tooth and back behind. There we go. Almost pulled that off of there. And then we're going to add some glue. And I ended up doing 5 loops per side, depending on your comb or your husking board where you put your teeth, whatever tool you're using, depending on how far apart those teeth are, is going to determine on how much of your strip you need and how many loops you need. So again, we're going right down next to that strip and back up around that tooth next to it toward the back. And we've talked about this before. I like to glue in between every one because I don't always work with my components immediately after I've finished them, and so they can come apart. Even if you are working with them right after you've just finished them, they can still come apart if you're not glued. Now it depends on the component and how it goes together, but this one it's really just span folding back and forth over itself. So I really strongly advise you some glue or some kind of adhesive, especially if you're a beginner. And I just keep going again till I'm working with 5 loops on each side of the center, but yours may vary depending on how far apart your teeth are spaced, or what look you're going for, or how long your strips are. You know, there's a lot of variables. Just kind of lining those back up. Add a little bit of glue. I should be getting pretty close. So come down, around. Let me count those. That's 4, so I've got one more to do on each side. Now you don't need a lot of glue. You just need a little bit to hold it. It's the last loop on that side. And our last loop on this side. So we'll glue that on the back. And I just like a little dot of glue kind of in the center. Kind of keep that all lined up. And once that glue is holding, we're going to just cut off our tail. So you want to slide that off your comb or your husking board, whatever you're using. And I just like to kind of pull this center loop out a little bit. I don't want to pull it away from where it's glued. I just want to kind of pull the loop up. And then you're going to fold it with your loops toward the inside. I mean, you could do it the other way if you wanted, but this is what we're doing today. And you want to pinch the bottom. And there you have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide this one out of here. I'm just going to push this out. Like I said, nothing's glued together yet. And we're just going to take this from the pointy end and just kind of push it in and push it down. Now when I glue it in, I will glue it down toward the bottom there. And there you have it. I just kind of like the way that looks. So now we're going to go on to our husking board technique. Let me slide all of this over this way. Get our husking board here. I'm going to pull this up so you can kind of see where the pins go. So I've got my slotted pin on this, I guess it's the second to the last row, or it's actually the last row before it starts arcing a little bit. And if I remember to do it, I can put a diagram for you on the Facebook page. But that's where your pins are going to go. Now I'm not using the slotted pin the way it's intended. I'm making my loop just because that's, I think that's easier for me. So I'm just going to make a little loop on the end of this strip. That's probably way more glue than I need. And I usually grab my tweezers just to give it a good pinch. Alright, so then I want to kind of open my loop a little bit and slip it over that slotted pin. I'm going to pull it tight, wrap around that pin, and come back down to the bottom. Now we've done this before as well. This is nothing new. And again, we're gluing it at the bottom. Then you want to bring your strip all the way up next to the loop that you've already got in there and around that top pin, whether it's left or right. Again, that's going to depend on which way you work. And once you come around that second highest pin, you're going to loop back down toward the bottom where you're going to add some more glue. Wrap it around. Again, I just like to ease that down toward the bottom down there. And then you're going to come up against this second highest pin on the other side, right next to your previous loop, and loop it back down around the bottom and glue it again. Just a little bit of glue. Come back around. So now we've got our third loop on I'm working on the left this time, so it's going to be on my left, but it could be on your right. And we're going to go around that one. We're basically just working our way from the top to the bottom. of our pins. And you're going to add some glue. And you're going to come back up to the other side, do the same thing. Loop it back around that next pin and add a little bit of glue. Going to loop around the last pin on the left, and then we'll do the one on the right. Okay. I'm just going to apply a little pressure there for a few seconds to make sure that glue sits up. Or sets up, I guess, not sits up. There we go. So then you're going to remove the tail from this one. And again, this was a 10.5 inch strip. So you're going to use 7.5 inches for this part, depending on where you put your pegs. I think he used a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, you use 9 inches for the center part there. So then again, we're going to just gently hold it, and you want to pinch a little point here in the bottom. And I've moved my snowflake, but that's okay. We'll pull it back in and we'll start gluing everything together. So let's see here. Just kind of trying to get some of this stuff out of the way. I feel like I'm missing one because I am. So I'm going to go ahead and take these all back out of here, and we'll glue those in first. Then we'll glue our 6 points together. And then we'll add our little frills on the outside. Okay. So to do this, I'm just going to gently hold this. I don't want to pinch my loops closed. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down by the point and kind of up the sides just a little bit. And then I'm going to slide it into my shape here and kind of pushing it down toward the point. There we go. And I think I'm going to kind of take this one and just kind of hold it over there for a bit to get that nice and kind of attached to that outside edge. There we go. Well, it's still coming undone. I may not have gotten the glue up high enough. There we go. I think that'll work. All right, so we're just going to do that with these other 5. Again, just kind of hold it gently. Put your glue here on the outside edges, and then slide it in so your pinched points come together. I'm going to kind of hold this one out. You know what? Maybe if I just gently pinch it this way, that glue will set up there. Alright, so I'm going to try to kind of lay those down where they're going to go. So we'll do this next one. Again, just gentle. That's got a little bit more glue than I need. And we're just going to push that in. It wants to roll up on me. say that should not be that difficult. Okay, we got it. And just going to give it a light pressure here on the sides till that glue is nice and dry-ish. Okay. Let's see, at these last three here. And again, we're just going to kind of slide it in, ease it in, and lay it down. And then we're just going to pick it up and give it a gentle squeeze to help that glue get adhered. Okay, 2 more to go. So how do you like this black paper background? I feel like it's a little bit easier to see. The white on white wasn't easy to see. I even used a pink piece of paper, but it was so pale it just looked kind of dirty. It didn't really look pink. So today I thought I'd try this black piece. And so far I think you can see better. Give that a nice push toward the point there. Pick it up. Just a gentle squeezes. I feel like I'm talking like Bob Ross. My husband shared a Halloween funny. It had a poodle dressed up like Bob Ross, and he was in front of his easel. It was cute because, you know, poodles have that curly hair. So if you don't know who Bob Ross was, you should look him up. All right, last one of these. I'm going to ease that in, push it to the point, pick it up. Oh, these are pretty. I like the way this looks on the inside. All right, so now we're going to have to put those together, aren't we? And once we've done that, we will add our flourishes to the outside. All right, so I'm gonna, how does that, well, it's a little lopsided. Let's try. That needs straightened, that needs straightened. Everything's all wonky. That's not perfect, but it's not too bad. So we're going to start with this one. And we're going to add our glue down here toward the tip of the point. And then I'm going to gently slide that back in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just going to give it some pressure because I have a tendency to move too quickly with these and then they want to fall apart on me. Oops. My sticky fingers. Okay, put you guys back in place and shove you in place. And we'll slide him out. And we'll slide him back in. So I'm going to use my fingers to hold those three down since they're already kind of glued together. And then I'm going to kind of push these in, which I've moved everything, so how's that? That looks That looks pretty good. So I'm just going to pinch these together and hold them for a little bit. And then we'll glue those two halves together. We'll add our flourishes. We'll figure out what we want to put in the center. Okay, how's that look? That looks pretty good. So we'll add some glue. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of let that dry. Just going to kind of gently place these around the outside. And that's what our finished snowflake will look like, minus whatever we're going to put in the center. So you see all the dried glue bits. Alright, so I think we can probably start gluing here. So we're going to start up here. I'm just going to reinforce this point a little bit. Add some glue to the tip of each one of these little flourishes. Hold it still and slide it in. I feel like I've glued something. There we go. Glued something to the paper or the cardstock. Alright, let's do this next one. It's still kind of pointy, so that's good. Just add our glue. Hold it down and slide it in. There we go. Kind of wanted to go in crooked. Okay, let's do this guy over here. You notice I just kind of keep moving it after I glue it in a new piece because I don't want it to get glued to the cardstock on the bottom, to the black cardstock. It's just there for visuals so you can see better. It's not supposed to be a part of the finished piece. Again, move it. Oop. I'm gonna hold that a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that one's being a stinker. Let's try it again. Okay, we've got 3 more to go. And then just for consistency's sake, I will probably use a flat back pearl in the center because that's what I've done on most of them, although I do have one where I just did a coiled center. But I've got such a small hole in the center of this one that I think I'd rather just use a flat back pearl. Okay, we got 2 more to go. Still not glued to the surface, so that's good. Alright guys, this is our last one. So this was number 5 in our series of 10. And I will have to figure out what I'm going to do for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 now. Oh, there we go. Let's get rid of a little bit of that. What do you think? I think it's pretty. I think let's find a pearl, which fortunately I've never put away. I just thought I saw a gray one, which might be kind of pretty. But here's a bright blue one. Oh, what do you think of that? Might be a little bright, a little too. Oh, here's that gray one. Oh, it's kind of gray, kind of green gray. It's weird. Nah. Let's keep looking. All right. They always want to. Oh, there's a silver one. What do we think? Oh, it's kind of a bluish silver, so it's very wintry. That one's pretty. I like that. Let's see what else we can find. This is lighter than this one, but darker than this one, so let's see what that looks like. Well, it's pretty. I think I like the lighter one better. Although we were working toward dark, so this is the medium blue here and the light blue's on the outside, so maybe that is a better way to go. Let's see what we got in here. I don't know why they all want to flip down where you can't see the color. Like, I know there's some white ones in there, but so this one is definitely blue. Is it the same blue as this one? No, it's more of a blue. Okay, let's see if I can pick it up. There we go. Yeah, see, from your angle they all kind of look the same because the light's hitting it and it's just bouncing off, but I think I like that one. I don't want the darkest blue. I think it's too... Well, we'll try it again. We'll just try it one more time and we'll see. I don't know. When I look in the camera, it looks so dark. But when I pick it up and look at it, it looks fine. But is fine good enough, ladies? Sometimes it's not. I think I'm going to go with the light one. So I'll just slide all these back over. And actually, well, I was going to say I do have some rhinestones I could use, but you know what? I don't think I want, like I said, I want to kind of keep it consistent. So we'll just do this one. Let me grab my glue dots, which are on my wall. Alright, glue dots. I need to put those closer to me so I don't have to walk all the way around my desk. So we'll leave that there for now. We're going to open this up. There's one, which you can't really see, but trust me, it's there. I'm going to put this right on top of it. Give it a good press and peel it off. And then I'm going to add a little bit of glue, just for good measure. Let's see if I can get that centered. I'll pull it back into view there. I think it needs to go this way a little. Let's see, how does that look? Kind of like it could come that way a bit and down. Very good. All right, guys. Week number 5, snowflake number 5. Isn't that pretty? Now, you can always add more to it if you want. Yeah, you could. I don't know what I would do extra at this point, but I think it's awful pretty the way it is. So we've got, let's see here. Let me scooch back out. Let's see. Out is O. This, nope, see, I always do that wrong. Okay, so this was week 1. Remember, these first 3 or 4 have some water damage, unfortunately. And after that, I'm kind of lost. I don't know who was week 2, 3, or 4, but here they all are so far. We'll put this one in the middle because I think this was the next to the last one. So we'll do something like that. So obviously I need to use a little bit more white because right now I've only got this one here that's mostly white. But there you go. This was number 5. That was definitely number 1. After that, it's anybody's guess. So let me know what you think, guys. I really think that's cute. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a happy, crafty day.